Hey, Barak here, and I wanted to show you a case study for a website we have just built. And I'm going to explain what we have done. And I wanted to show you an example, not just speak theory, to get you to understand what is required when you are hiring somebody to build your website. It's an important thing to build a website because that's the gateway to your services or your product. That's where people decide if to engage with you or not. Okay, so those are the type of website I usually see. I see three types mostly. I see the repellent, which is an ugly website with unclear message that communicates to no one. I see also the invisible one, which is from what I define as a website that looks nice with an unclear message, with something that is written in a way that doesn't communicate with your audience, goes above the hand. They will look at it. It's nice. It looks nice. They will tell you, "Oh yeah, nice website." But if they are the target market for that, they will not take action. And very rarely I see the unicorn, which is a combination of good design with very thorough work that has been done on a messaging so that the message is clear and communicate to the audience. This is not this is rare because most designers don't know that. And people that businesses that create website that ask website to be created don't even know to ask for that. Okay, so if you look at the different quadrants, and you have beautiful design and a clear message over here, you have the repellent, which is bad design and bad messaging or unclear message. You have the invisible, which I said beautiful design, but unclear message. You have sometimes very rare, even rarer than the unicorn, is a website that has a clear message but an ugly design. Because if you somebody goes to the length of getting clear message, they will also design it pretty okay. But this will outsell those with good design and unclear message any given day. And like I said, there are the unicorn, which is a combination of the beautiful design and the clear message. Now here is what it takes to create one good revenue. The good revenue is, if you have a bad design, a bad design, you basically wasted your money a little bit, getting a clear message and a bad design. If you have a good design with unclear message, you're just leaving money on the table because, those people will move away and go to your competitors. What you need is a clear message, that is being done for your audience specifically, credible design, and then an obvious next step. Not all over the place, not different types of call to actions. One next step that is obvious, that is throughout the website. Okay, and then if you have all those, that will have a growing high revenue. And here is how we do that. Okay, so when we are getting into creating a website, we're getting first of all an audience recon. We know everything about the audience. We know what's going on in their mind, what words they use, what words will repel them if you use it, what they've tried in the past, and so on. That is done for any website, even if you think you know the audience already, because you also have to position yourself as different. Okay, and for that you need to know what will communicate best to the audience. So even things that people know, like dentistry or plumbing or electrician website or whatever it is, facial cream, it doesn't matter what it is. You need to know what goes on in the audience mind, and that can be different in California than Arizona or Tampa or Las Vegas. You have to get it for the audience. When you get the audience recon, you can build a marketing brief, and you can design the message that will go to that audience. And then you go and do a page flow by awareness. You actually have the different pages, but also inside the page you have different sections, and they are arranged in a certain way to get somebody from one stage to another, one stage of not knowing you to another of, hey, I need to get a hold of that person or that company. Okay, so it is all in the kind of like the structure design, not just the aesthetic design, or basically to create something beautiful, but to have somebody convert. And then when I do all those, and then I get a designer to build something around my copy that will make it look nicer. And like I said, I'll show you, but I urge you to kind of like think of those steps, because in most cases people just go to a designer that will get them this, and in some case they go to a cheap designer that gets them an ugly thing. But you have to really understand. And I wanted to show you a case study of one of the latest websites we've built. It's almost complete, but it's good enough for me to show you, to explain. And this is for a book that I've recently published for someone. And the book is called Reality 2.0. And it's basically a different look on reality. And I'm going to explain it not in the best way, right? Before we did the audience recon really well, we were explaining it in that way, basically showing the existence of a spirit, or that of consciousness and spirit, and that it's not all materialistic, but we're showing it through modern science, or through the use of quantum physics. Okay, so basically the laws of the science prove that it's not all materialistic. Okay, this is generally what the book is about. However, in what I said now, it doesn't communicate the best way to the audience. Okay, and now when we do a book, people don't know what the book is about. They're not necessarily looking for it. Unlike, let's say, they have a plumbing emergency, they will call a plumber. They know what a plumber is. They know what a dentist is. They know what other thing that they understand. It doesn't mean that you don't have to do that in those cases, because you still have to capture what goes in their mind and communicate the important stuff. We do that every single time. So if it's a dentist, we can, some dentists are, we have to position them around a complete holistic solution, that they don't have to go to different specialists, all in under one roof. Some of them specialize in walking people, allowing, different times of day or something like that, more flexible schedule. Some will focus on families. We need to communicate that to the audience that you find. So the way we do that is, where I did that here, is first of all, get the segments of the audience, really understand what the segments. We have the intellectual seekers that feel that something fundamental is missing from the materialistic worldview, and the struggle with meaninglessness despite professional success, and so on. They seek rational explanation for spiritual experiences, and so on. And we have people that are want to bridge between science and spirituality. Okay, and they need credible scientific backing for holistic worldview, and so on. And we have people that are popular science enthusiasts. And altogether, those three that I mentioned, they compose of about 70% of the market. So we went deeper, and each avatar, each one of them, we took and created an avatar. This is a Sarah, for example, and we have her full avatar here with the core problem that she has, and the pain profile, how it affects her life, and in different ways, and how she feels that on the day-to-day living, so that we can capture what goes on in her mind, what she is, how she defines it, basically, and all the failed solutions, the emotional toll it takes on her, sound bites, I built the AI system more sophisticated than most people realize, but something about consciousness feels different, and so on. So we get all those things: desired profile, what she wants to achieve, and the identity and beliefs that she has, how she sees herself, and personal profile, and a lot of other things about her, what she wants to do, and what she wants to to achieve and what she wants to avoid from and what she wants to be, and so on. Here you have, all those things here. And I get a full understanding of her. And then I do that for every one of the other avatars. Okay. And from that, we build a marketing brief. So we know what the message that will uh, go to all of them would be. Okay. And we get the core strategy of the book. Okay. This is the only intellectual honest upgrade for thinkers who refuse to sacrifice either logic or wonder. It offers a home for skeptical seekers, scientists, educators, and philosophers who crave both proof and purpose. And the big promise is that this is the only book that offers rational, science-informed model of reality that honors your need for both meaning and intellectual honesty. And from there, we got the hero call to action. You're not alone. The split between science and meaning ends here. So we got that. We know the message of the book. We know that Reality 2.0 unites intellectual rigor with existential purpose for those who want both and won't settle. Okay, we get the call to action and everything from that marketing brief. And here is what we got. So I took all of that and I built, I won't show you here, but I built all the structure, all the architectural structure of the pages that will go with headlines and topics as well for those who skim the website. And this is what we got. Okay, so I got it designed and I think the design looks cool. Okay, it's not like in the way of the content, but I also have the message here, a new way to see the universe without picking sides. Okay, you're not alone. The split between science and meaning ends here. Understand how science and consciousness actually fit together, so life makes more sense. Now, if you are in that avatar, that would communicate to you, and that's what's important. And the website is not, I mean, we're going to have a call to action throughout the website of get your free preview, which is not necessarily the free chapter, but it's going to get them to understand what the book is about and to want to take the next action, which is to get the book. Okay. And again, all the sections here, tone between what's true and what matters, and kind of like identify the audience, get them to say, "Hey, that's me," okay, and then show how it is different than than other methods like popular science and spirituality, and basically shows where that is positioned, and then get few things on the book, few attributes of the book and benefits. Is the book for you? And again, kind of like to identify the audience. Do any of these sound familiar? You crave real answers, but can fake belief or settle for empty theories, and so on. And get those. And then what you'll find inside, you'll find this and this and this and this, and this is the transformation you're gonna have. This is how your thinking changes. That's the before and after, and some reviews on the book. And if you're ready to start, here's the call to action for you. This section is for media, podcasts, and speaking. So we also know that some of the strategy is getting to speak in some places, and we do have a page for that, but we do have to have it on the homepage as well, so people will see. Those are the topics you can get for your audience. Okay, so we have to. That's another avatar we have identified, and we know what they're looking for. They don't want to start figuring out if it will be good for them. We have to chew it for them and get them to just swallow it. Okay, this is what you can propose for your audience, and this is why you book the author. And here are some frequently asked questions about that. Okay, and we have a page about the author, so people will understand why should I listen to that person. Okay, and we positioned it in some way. It's not just a regular bio. It's the bio that is written for that audience without the fluff and the stuff that they don't need. And we have a page about the book, and again, for that audience, exactly what they need. We took all the messaging and we just made it look nicer, but the message is what is important. By the end of this book, you won't just have answers. You will have a way to see and shape your own reality with clarity and conviction. Okay? And again, this is a chapter pick. Just kind of like some examples of the chapters. Glimpse inside and so on. Testimonials, call to actions and so on. And we have a page about, like I said, media. For media people, they have different things that they need here. Okay, topics your audience will love. Okay, so here are some topics you can choose, and here are some interview questions you can take, or a bio that you can take and copy to introduce the author. And we're gonna have a media kit here. We're working on it now, and they can actually take it. Then I have a blog and a contact page and so on. But anyway, you understand that the message on your website is so important. So many people are overlooking that. They're going to a designer, paying them $2,000-$3,000 or something like that, and they have a nice website, but it doesn't really communicate. It goes above people's heads, and that's when it's good. Some people actually just pay somebody, I don't know, $500,000, something like that, and get a crappy website. I just got one on my lines. Somebody asked me to do Facebook ads and marketing, but I said I'll send it to the website. They will not book anything with you. Okay, and that's why I believe that it didn't work for them in the past. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to show you everything behind the scene, like they say, open the kimono and show you how we build something like that. This is reality20book.com if you want to have a look at it. And again, it's not fully complete. It's not really released officially, but you can check it out yourself. Didn't want to make it too long. Okay, bye.